Hello, 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 and welcome to the latest installment of And Sarah Appear. My name is Sarah, and today is Wednesday, May 17th, and I wanted to talk about part of the reason why I'm misunderstood, or actually the reason why I'm misunderstood is because I never gave myself permission to understand myself. I ran away from myself. I had a mission statement for myself at one time in my life, and I ran away from myself. I ran away from who I was. And that's why there was misunderstanding around me. I didn't care about myself enough to understand myself. That's why confusion, manipulation, all of this stuff was able to poison me as much as it has. I do have outside factors that I could put the blame on. But these outside factors, some of them were Johnny come lately. I can't blame anyone or anything but myself. I didn't give myself permission to understand where I'm coming from. I never gave myself permission to sit down. And energetically, I was so razzled, I never had time to sit down and really think, what is your mission statement? What is your sole purpose? What is your why? Why do you do what you do? Why are you working on what you're working on? And at one point, it was for family, to be able to show my family something different than what we've ever known. And I gave up on that. I had an attitude like, fuck family. And it ended up hurting me in the end. Because no matter what happens, I still have a divine mission to spread love, to be love, and to give myself love. I lost that. I did not love myself, and therefore, because I didn't love myself, I allowed anything to happen in my life. I allowed anything to happen. I lost my mission. I lost my purpose. I even had lost my connection with the Most High, with God. It never was about recognition. It was always about speaking up for those who can't speak for themselves, but I got lost in the sauce because I felt like recognition was a type of protection, but it's not. It only exposes you to more danger. I felt like if I was powerful enough, maybe I could be able to finally control certain situations. And the truth is, you're not going to be able to control anything unless you control it from the bottom, right where you're at. I fell out of love with myself so much that I stopped caring for myself, my mind. I thought, what's the point? And when I say care for my mind, I mean doing things to protect me. Once I came to the knowledge of how to, I allowed myself to, when it got to the point where it was time for me to show up, I allowed myself to be so overwhelmed and downloaded with these emotions, whether projected or whether they were just in me. I allowed myself to be so downloaded that I completely lost myself in the moment. Call it anxiety, call it fear, call it whatever you want. It's my responsibility to stay in the moment. I lost my sense of self, and therefore I lost a sense of purpose in a way. I hurt people who who were helping me because of anxiety and not knowing, and because things had always gotten out of control and nothing ever worked out, not having enough faith, not even having faith in God to say, I know that this is going to work out. This is my time. I have to go through the process. I have to learn the lesson. I have to understand the patterns that try to attack me, but that can't attack me anymore. I'm taking full accountability. I have to understand and I have to know that you are in control of maintaining your energy, protecting it, and not allowing anything to lie to you about it. You're in control. It's your intuition, it's your energy, it's what you have to maintain. And if you don't, then when the time comes and when the opportunity comes for you, then it's going to be like, what did you maintain? What did you do? What was it for? I had moments where there was flashes of checking out of the moment. The goal is to, no matter what is going on around you, don't listen to the noise. Cancel everything out and just have laser focus on what your goal is, on what you are, what your mission statement was. Because I lost my mission statement, there was another layer of inauthenticity that I'm acting in. I've never been against my own people. I've never been against my own people. I didn't like how there was resistance between the relationship between me and my own people, but I'm not against us. I'm not against us building. I just was idiotically in a frantic. Why? Because it's my fault not maintaining my own energy. Anybody can try to project on me, but I don't have to let everything in. I can maintain, I can stay in a frame of mind, I can do what I'm supposed to do. I don't have to just let any and everything in to the point where I can't organize or get myself together or do what I need to do. It's time out for that. The show must go on. I have a decision to make. Do you want to live in your purpose, live in your truth? Do you want to do what God has ordained you to do? Or do you just want to be a trick and pony show? Do you want to allow people to just maintain and narrate your life, or do you want to have freedom of it on your own? What is it that you want? I was afraid to say what I wanted for myself because I felt like, what's the point? Giving up on life is not just checking out, living on the street, not taking care of yourself. You can give up on life and be at the top of your game, in your career, doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and you give up on life. You give up on your dream because you feel like it is unattainable. You feel like it is, there's no point. because nothing goes right anyways. Don't feel like that. Don't be like how I was. I made the decision to change that. It took a lot of lessons. It took a lot of losses. It's okay, but I made the decision to change that. It took a lot of losses, and I've hurt people along the way. But I understand now, what is your soul mission that God wants you to do. And when you do what God wants you to do, not what you think is something that is deserved to you or something that you wanted to do since a kid, yes, that's important, but what does God want for you? Because what God wants for you usually is something that don't even have nothing to do with you. It involves helping somebody else, getting somebody else through their time, through their struggle, inspiring an emotion, an elevation in somebody else. Even if you're invoking a negative emotion, that emotion may make somebody feel seen, make somebody feel heard. It was selfish of me to be in my overthinking and in my anxiety. It was selfish. I have been selfish and I didn't know I was selfish. I didn't know I was selfish because I never took the time to love myself. I was always blocked from loving myself. And then after I got out of that hurdle, I just expected, oh, well, now it's time for others to recognize and love me. That's not how it works. When you realize that you've been distracted from loving yourself, that's when you walk out of that and you walk into, okay, now it's time for me to do the work for me. The work never stops. It never stops. And you have to think legacy. And you have to think, and it's hard. It's hard to think about the future when your emotions are so invested in the current. But you have to snap out of it. I lack wisdom. I lack inner knowing. I lack intuition because I lost myself. Because I allowed myself to be so inundated and corrupted with other people's opinions. I allowed myself to hate on myself. I allowed myself to be impatient. I allowed other people's energies to encompass me. I didn't look to God. I didn't think about Him because I felt like He's gonna fix it anyways. He's gonna do it for me. I've been praying. God doesn't owe me anything. Everything I get is from mercy and grace. He don't owe me nothing. I'm still here and I'm still alive. Anyone who tells you God owes you, He does not have to do anything for you. Everything is by His mercy and by His grace. Never take that for granted. That's pride. And don't give up on yourself. I gave up on myself. When you give up on yourself, you let a lot of people down. You let a lot of people down. You can't do that. You have to go beyond who you are, beyond what your issue is, beyond what your problem is, and you gotta know, no, I'm doing this I'm doing this for people in my family that I haven't even met yet, because so much has happened. I said I don't care anymore, and I let the enemy trick me, and I fell for it. And not only did I fall for him tricking me, but I ran with what he had to say about me. I ran with it. And it made me make some crazy, foolish, chaotic, all over the place decisions because I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm not staying still in one spot because I'm nervous. What if it's a hoax? What if it doesn't happen? What if all this? Overthinking it. When you maintain your own energy, you won't run off of chaotic energy. I let myself go energetically. I let myself go physically. I let myself go mentally. And where did it lead me? Not where I wanted it to be. You owe it to yourself to stay focused. Go back to what your why is. Before the hurt, before the betrayal, before the pain, before the disappointment, what is your why? Your family, your legacy, your people. What is your why? Why are you doing this? Are you doing it for likes? Are you doing it for follows? What is your why? And when you get to the center of that, and when you understand what this is, that's when in the middle of chaos you can keep swimming. I went under, God gave me a life vest. I went under, God gave me a life vest. I went under, God gave me a life vest. I have to keep swimming. I have to keep paddling. And so do you. Bye for now.